This is Keep the Faith Ministry News. I'm Hal Mayer. A new report, Europe's Young Adults and Religion, reveals that European youth ages 16 to 29 have abandoned the Christianity of their ancestors, particularly Catholicism and other churches, in large numbers. And now many young people, in some countries more than 50%, do not identify with any religion at all. In addition, large majorities of young Europeans say they never pray. The report was prepared by researchers at St. Mary's University, Twickenham in London and the Institut Catholique de Paris. The report's author is Professor Stephen Boulevant of St. Mary's University, where he directs the Benedict XVI Center for Religion and Society. Some of the major findings from the study, which covered 22 European countries, include the following. The proportion of youth, 16 to 29, that they said do not identify with a religion was 91% in the Czech Republic. Estonia was 80%, has no affiliation with religion. Sweden, 75%, France, 64%, Spain, 55%, Germany, 45%, and Austria, 37%. In Poland, only 17% of youth said they had no religion. 25% of Lithuanian youth said the same. In Israel, only 1% said they had no religion. 70% of Czech youth and 60% of Spanish, Dutch, British, and Belgian young people said they never attend religious services. 80% of Czech youth and 70% of Swedish, Danish, Estonian, Dutch, French, and Norwegian youth said they never pray. As for the proportion of young people who identify as Catholic in what was once known as Christendom, it is less than 50% in most of the countries surveyed. For instance, several countries had high proportions. In Poland, 82% identify as Catholic. Lithuania, 71%. Slovenia, 55%. Ireland, 54%. And Portugal, 53%. However, in all the other countries surveyed, the proportion of Catholic young people was often far less than 50%. In Spain, it was 37% of youth who identified as Catholic. In Switzerland, 24%. France, 23%. United Kingdom, 10%. Norway, 2%. Sweden, 1%. And Denmark, only 1%. As for weekly Mass attendance, only 2% of Belgian youth said they go every week. In Hungary, 3%, Austria, 3%, Lithuania, 5%, Germany, 6%. However, in Poland, 47% of the young people said they go to Mass every Sunday. In Portugal, 27%, Czech Republic, 24%, and Ireland, 24%. The report further found that only 26% of French young adults and 21% of British ones identify as Christians. Only 7% of young adults in the UK identify as Anglicans compared to 6% as Muslims. In France, 2% identify as Protestants, 10% as Muslims. Commenting on the report, Professor Boulevant said, Christianity as a default, as a norm, is gone, and probably gone for good, or at least for the next 100 years. In 20 to 30 years, mainstream churches will be smaller, he said, but the few people left will be highly committed. Bill Donahue, president of the Catholic League, said that Pope Benedict saw all of this coming. He saw the effects of multiculturalism as clearly as anyone, showing how a contempt for moral truths that adhere to Judeo-Christian ethos has led to a particular Western self-hatred that is nothing short of pathological, said Donahue. The de-christianization of the West has yielded such fruit as record-high levels of abortion, out-of-wedlock births, homosexuality, divorce, sexually transmitted diseases, pornography, prostitution, drug abuse, depression, and suicide, he said. This is the natural outcome of a civilization that has allowed moral relativism to triumph over Christianity, just as Pope Benedict XVI said it would. Roman Catholicism, which historically controlled Europe and discouraged reading the Bible, has failed to remain relevant to young people. Yet the Bible is the most relevant book on the planet. Leaders and members have not lived godly lives, generally speaking. Consequently, in these last days, because iniquity shall abound, the love of many will wax cold. Matthew 24, verse 12. To abandon Catholicism would be appropriate, but to throw true Christianity away is tragic. The only message that is really relevant in these end times is the three angels' messages of Revelation 14, 6-12, and the call to abandon false religion of Revelation 18, verses 1-4. Come out of her, my people, Revelation 18, verse 4. This is Keep the Faith Ministry News. Thank you for watching.